Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and wait until you see what I'm going to show you at the end of this. I can hear the crypto police sirens off in the distance right now. Actually, they're closing in. I didn't do it, but I'm going to show it to you. Jimmy Valley and his committee have put out the XRP Valuation framework. Actually, I'll give you a teaser here. A comprehensive approach to determine the fair market value of XRP. But first, I wanted to remind you, according to Finbold, 2.6 billion flowed into XRP this past week as investors favor Ripple in the SEC battle. And linked to who is my sponsor, these guys, by the way, have just added Uphold, who is the only company that kept XRP on the platform. They added Uphold onto the platform, so go check it out if you're an accredited investor. Now, Stuart Alderati weighed in on the Coinbase suit. The Coinbase general counsel had tweeted this out earlier tonight. The Third Circuit issued a short order in Coinbase's mandamus action today. The court noted the SEC's suit against us this morning and asked the SEC whether that means the SEC has decided to deny our pending petition for rulemaking. They petitioned the SEC to say, are you going to be making rules like your job for crypto? The SEC has 7 days to respond, and Stuart Alderati said it may have been lost in yesterday's other news, but this is really big. John Deaton was, thanks to the XRP Army community, whatever you like to call it, John Deaton finally got the attention of Elon Musk and Twitter support, and they reinstated his Twitter account. That is huge. This also is huge. I want you to listen to this, because listen to what Gasparino is saying about Gary Gensler.
Here's kind of what I know from inside the securities industry. Now, you have to understand this. Securities lawyers, they often worked at the SEC, so they have sources there and they know what's going on there. What they are telling me, and Ellie Terrett, who's my producer, is very plugged in the crypto world, by the way. She's become one of the best crypto reporters in the business, and it's right here at Fox. It's pretty amazing. They're saying that Gary Gensler, for all intents and purposes, wants to end crypto as a major industry. Maybe a backwater, maybe something where there's a few things happening, but he wants this thing done.
And he later said in that same clip that he wants heads on stakes from crypto, okay? That's now, this is the same guy, folks. You remember when the congressman was asking Gary about his previous role as head financial guy for you-know-who's campaign, the person whose name we don't say on this channel? Remember how uncomfortable and terrified Gary looked? The same guy that did that is going after people. What has happened to this country? Then we've got Brian Armstrong from Coinbase was on CNBC. Watch this.
Let's understand from your perspective, when you first saw this lawsuit, what your reaction was, and to the extent that you have a defense, and I know you've taken to Twitter, but now you can take to the airwaves, what it is.
Yeah, I mean, we were disappointed to see this complaint from the SEC because I feel like we've had a long history of being very transparent with them and really every regulator around the world that we've worked with. So even going back to 2021 when we became a public company, before becoming a public company, you have to disclose everything about your business in depth. There was many back and forth revisions of our S1. And frankly, they had all the knowledge then, and they allowed us to become a public company. And then we're going through time, and Chair Gensler has statements to Congress saying that he doesn't feel he has the authority to regulate this industry, and we're seeing conflicting statements from the CFTC and the SEC chair, and we even filed a formal petition with the SEC asking them for clarity about a number of points in the law, which they never responded to. And then this Wells notice and a complaint arrives. And so this isn't good for America. It's not good for the industry, obviously. And we now need to go get clarity from the courts.
I want to show you, Chair Gensler was on CNBC yesterday. I want to show you a clip and get you to react, if I could. Take a look at this.
In the Coinbase complaint, we note that they have, through the Coinbase wallet, you can trade 16,000 different tokens. And there's a lot of debate as to the use cases and whether there's any there. Look, we don't need more digital currency. We already have digital currency. It's called the US dollar. It's called the euro. It's called the yen. They're all digital right now. We already have digital investments. And you have entrepreneurs representing digital investments on this program all day long. And it's whether it's the big tech companies, the automobile companies, you name it. It's all digital right now, the investing world. So what is the real underlying value of these tokens?
How sad is it that we have a man who should be under investigation who is investigating companies who are trying to act in good faith? It's sick. It's so sad for this country.
And that's why you need full, fair, and truthful disclosures.
Do you think this is about disclosures, or do you think this is about the underlying currencies that are on your exchange?
It's tough to know exactly what he means by that. I mean, our self-custodial wallet is not trading crypto, the ones that he mentioned some huge number. That's happening in DeFi. That's not something that we actually operate the trading of. Our centralized exchange is really trading a much smaller number of assets. We reviewed, over 1,000 assets in crypto. We rejected 90% of them because we felt they weren't appropriate for our exchange, and about 200 of them are listed on our centralized product. And I don't know, to his point about what's the there. Right. People are using crypto for all kinds of things. They're not just trading, and they're doing payments with it. Ukraine raised $200 million, and presidential candidates are taking it. And it's a new technology that can be used to update all kinds of financial services, and we don't need the government picking and choosing our technology winners.
Well, just as a point of note, Brian Armstrong was fine with it when it was just Ripple being sued. Now here he was fine with the Bitcoin Ethereum thing. They were listing Ethereum tokens left and right, Bitcoin, all that. Now this is Brian Armstrong on Bloomberg.
When was the last time you personally met with Gary Gensler, and what did you say?
Right. So when he first came in as the chair, I flew out to New York. I reached out to him. Our teams reached out. I tried to make an effort to connect with him in person because that's what I try to do whenever a new regulator kind of comes in. Unfortunately, we were not able to connect at that time. I'm not sure why we couldn't get on his calendar. And we followed up a few times in the year after that. We eventually got a meeting that was virtual. It may have been COVID related or something like that. But
virtual's that's a great meeting way for cowards.
We were able to get a virtual meeting, but unfortunately, it was frankly like a pretty icy reception, I would say. We sort of came in hat in hand and said, "Hey, Chair Gensler, you've asked people to come in and register. Respectfully, we're here to register. What would you like us to do? What process would you like us to go through?" And his response was, talk to your lawyer. I'm not here to advise you. And that was kind of how the conversation started.
What a crock. Over in the EU, officials think SEC actions against Coinbase and Binance may pose an opportunity for Europe. So there's going to be opportunities for other people around the country. Now, the CEO of PolySign, Jack McDonald, he says one of the silver linings after a difficult year is that there will be a real reset, paving the way forward in restoring trust in digital assets. I like the optimistic slant there. I caught this just by pure luck. This tweet was tweeted out by Bloomberg Crypto, and then they deleted it. And it says this: Catherine Coley, the first CEO of Binance.us, has been little heard from or seen since her sudden exit in 2021. That is, until the US SEC sued crypto exchange along with Binance Holdings Elusive ex-Binance US CEO Catherine Coley re-emerges in SEC suit. She just literally disappeared, folks. Now, drum roll, folks, because Molly Elmore tweeted this out. And woo, there's going to be some brawls in XRP land over the next few days. I can tell you that. And it's always interesting to watch. Molly and Jimmy Valley, these people are some people that have some real guts. I love guts. I think it's great. And they decided to put this out. What is the fair market value of XRP? This question is more complex than it sounds, and led a small group of people in a nearly a 2-year journey, picking up more along the way, support and effort. A thread about our white paper. In December 2020, the SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple that led to a sell-off in XRP and subsequent decrease in market price. In the months that followed, Jimmy Valley noticed unusual details in the case that led him to wonder what was really going on. In Q3 2021, Jimmy and the team at Valhill Capital decided to send a proposal to the central bank, Then, let's see, I want to find the part. The goal was to unite and create a plan to address the collusion and harm caused by the SEC. In the fall of 2022, the Confidential Committee formed a smaller valuation committee of people experienced in quantitative and financial valuations. 6 different valuation models were built over the span of several months. The valuation committee made the decision to share our findings along the way. Now, I'm not going to get into the meat of it, but I do want to bring you down to this. Well, I want to show you this first. We refer to those variables as transaction value and store value. Both are addressed in great detail throughout the paper, as is the concept of the virtuous cycle, the dynamic relationship between those two variables. Virtuous cycle flywheel. The flywheel was first mentioned, the first time I heard it was in Singapore at Ripple Swell 2019. Now let's get down to the interesting part, and I want to show you this before I let you go, because I've got to go and digest this whole thing myself. To our knowledge, no other analysis of this scope has been done in the digital asset space. A diverse team with a variety of professional backgrounds came together as volunteers to build a series of quantitative models to understand the value drivers for a digital currency. XRP valuation model in comparison, 6 quantitative models. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on a couple of them they had 3 versions of them. The Ethie-Mitchnick model on that one, it looks like, I think I'm reading this right, looks like they've got a valuation of anywhere from $908 to $9,000. The BACS pipeline flow, $3,500. Collateralization model, $122,000. Discounted cash flow at 1%, $15,000. Golden Eagle 99-year, $13,300. And quantum liquidity, I'm afraid the crypto police are going to come after me if I even say this number, but the quantum liquidity value is at $513,000. I'm not saying that I agree with all of these things. I'm just showing you what they came up with. Now, let the controversy and irate Twitter threads begin. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that the XRP valuation model goes from anywhere from $908 to $513,000. Thank you for